The children are unaware they are dead. Should they come into contact with one another or see their own appearance, they begin to realize the truth. If that happens, one of two things will follow. I am Mr. Rook, and I serve as a talent scout of sorts. Don't worry about my first name. We likely won't have more than 2 or 3 conversations at most, so over-familiarity is unnecessary. My clients task me with locating individuals for very specific, often high-pressure job opportunities. It is my personal guarantee that, should we meet to discuss employment, you'll be presented with a cash offer that simply cannot be matched elsewhere. Medical coverage? Absolutely. Paid time off? Varies by assignment, but typically 1 to 2 weeks per year is manageable. Retirement, assuming you survive long enough to reach it, is unmatched by any public or private entity. The contract terms, however, are non-negotiable. Once filled, these positions must remain filled. Your work, dear applicant, is quite literally a matter of life and death. I've handled talent acquisition for over 50 years now, and I've found that the best candidates tend to be those who are desperate, those down on their luck who no longer feel tied to their old lives. It's remarkably difficult to convince someone with a stable income and a stocked pantry to take on lethal responsibilities. But desperation, I've found, creates opportunity. And sometimes the curious come wandering too, those few who want to see if the stories are true. Perhaps you've heard rumors of the roles I've filled, positions that involve creatures, cursed places, or condemned buildings. You may think they're just urban legends. My father always told me not to believe every wild tale. What he didn't mention is that most of those wild tales are real. We just lack the courage to believe them. Now then, back to the matter at hand. Below, you'll find descriptions for 2 open positions. Included are pay rates, benefits, and the known risks. Since you're reading this, I assume you already understand what you're getting into. Posting number 1. Evening Shift Cave Watchman, Marksman. Pay is $5,000 per week with no sightings, and a $1,000 bonus for every confirmed kill. If you've ever romanticized the idea of a peaceful life in a remote cabin by a forest lake, this position might seem perfect at first glance. We offer lodging in a fortified, though rustic, cabin nestled deep in the eastern Kentucky mountains. Your shift begins at 5:00 p.m. and ends at 5:00 a.m., Monday through Friday. Weekends and holidays are currently off, though this may change based on increased activity. Your responsibilities are limited but extremely specific. Each evening, you'll be issued 2 rifles and ample ammunition. Familiarity with firearms and their maintenance is a requirement. You'll need to perform routine checks on your weapons at the start of each shift. Your post is located in a 50-foot-high watchtower overlooking 3 cave entrances. Though to be clear, they are more accurately described as cave exits. You are never to enter the caves. Your role is to observe the entrances and eliminate any entity that emerges. We've named these entities shamblers. They resemble large, emaciated, hairless bears that stagger forward on 2 legs. Their gait is sluggish and awkward until they feed. After a moderate feeding, shamblers become quicker, stronger, and significantly more agile. Through years of observation and bloody trial and error, we've discovered that their primary nutritional source is human bone marrow. This places you in very specific danger. If they get close to you, it's already too late. They must be terminated at a distance quickly. To assist in this, you will receive regular shipments of cadavers. Yes, actual human bodies. These are used as bait. They will be arranged in a clearing near the tower to lure shamblers into view. At the start of every shift, assigned personnel will place the cadavers. At the end of the shift, any uneaten bodies will be removed and transferred to cold storage. You are not responsible for this process. Do not leave the tower under any circumstance. It's important to note that only a shot to the head will kill the shamblers. Body shots are ineffective. Once eliminated, the corpse will spontaneously combust. This is normal. Fire extinguishers are located in the watchtower for containment purposes, in case the flames spread. Lastly, and this part is not open to interpretation, you are never to attempt to collapse the caves or seal them off. This has been tried twice. The first time, the main cave reappeared the next morning, entirely intact and with a second exit beside it. The second attempt produced a third opening. Both attempts increased the frequency of shambler activity and directly contributed to an increased failure rate among watchmen. Their emergence is becoming more frequent, more erratic. Stay alert, or you'll become their next source of marrow. Posting number 2. Live in caretaker, condemned orphanage. Pay is $3,000 weekly. Free room and board provided. New York City is a curious place. It draws in millions from across the world and holds tightly to many who've long since died. Trident Orphanage, located in East Harlem, was the site of a fire in 1937. 7 children perished. 5 remain in the building. Spiritually, that is. Your role as caretaker is to provide engagement for these children, games, activities, stories, while ensuring that they remain isolated from each other. The children are unaware they are dead. Should they come into contact with one another or see their own appearance, they begin to realize the truth. If that happens, one of 2 things will follow. They will attempt to possess your body or lure a civilian into the building to use as a vessel. Only 5 of the original 7 remain. Due to negligence by 2 previous caretakers, 2 children escaped. One, in the 1960s, successfully possessed a vagrant. At first, the release seemed promising, but within 2 weeks, the host's body began deteriorating in a pattern similar to advanced leprosy. The possessed vagrant showed signs of both childlike behavior and violent confusion, as the child and host fought for dominance. After 14 days, the vagrant was restrained, and the spirit was extracted. That spirit now requires a new host every 2 weeks. Containment is difficult. The second escapee was never recovered after the possession of a caretaker in 1989. Your primary duties include rotating entertainment items, books, toys, and puzzles into the children's individual rooms daily. Under no condition are they to see one another. Their spiritual forms remain in the last state of their physical bodies. Charred, burned, skeletal. Should one child become self-aware, a possession attempt is guaranteed. For safety, the orphanage has been stripped of all reflective surfaces. The building is locked from the outside. If you are possessed, you will be relieved of your duties temporarily. Our possession recovery protocol allows for a 4-week mental reset. After that, if you survive, you will return to the role. Note: by reading the above postings, you have implicitly agreed to be considered for placement by Mr. Rook and Associates. These are the only two open positions at present. Willing applicants are difficult to find, so our terms have evolved over the years. Sometimes desperation must be manufactured. By continuing to read, you are now bound to one of two possible outcomes. Path 1. Accept the offer. You need not reply directly. Simply write either posting 1 or posting 2 on a sheet of paper. Add a single drop of your blood to the corner and place it in your mailbox before midnight. Our courier will collect it. No address is necessary. We already know where you are. You may be called upon within the next 7 days. If a current employee fails or perishes, you may be selected as their immediate placement. Path 2. Decline the offer. Take no action. Do not leave an envelope. In this case, you will be marked as unwilling. But let me assure you, unwilling candidates still serve a purpose. The unwilling make excellent bait for the shamblers, or pristine hosts for a certain quarantined child that cannot stay contained forever. Either way, dear applicant, I will be seeing you, some sooner than others,